Hello, we are Regina, Mariana, Samantha, Pablo, and Daniela, and we are going to present the circle area and the arc length. So what is arc length? Arc length is a measure of the distance along the curved line making up the arc, and the circle area is the number of square units inside that circle.
So now, here are some key concepts of the area of a circle and arc length. 1. Circumference, the term used to describe the length around a circle. 2. Radius, the distance from the center to the circumference of the circle. It is half of the circle's diameter. 3. Diameter, the distance from one point on the circle through the center to another point on the circle. 4. Pi, the ratio of the circumference of a circle to its diameter. 5. Arc. An arc is a section of the circumference of a circle. 6. Chord. A line segment whose endpoints are on a circle. And finally, circle. 7. The set of all points that are on the same distance away from a specific point called the center.
The arc length formula. This formula is used to find the length of an arc of a circle. An arc is a part of the circumference of a circle. So we start with the symbol theta. This symbol is used to represent the angle of degrees you are measuring. So theta is divided by 360, that's the amount of degree that a whole circle has, which you then multiply times 2p and times your radius.
To understand better, let's do an example. Find the arc length of an arc formed by 60 degrees of a circle with a radius of 8 inches. The first step is that we have to find our values. In this case, our degree are 60 degrees and our radius is 8. Then we have to substitute it into our formula that we already explained before. And the third step, we have to evaluate for the arc length. In this case, is 16 pi over 6, which becomes 8 pi over 3. If you want to approximate your answer, you should substitute pi with 3.14. And in this case, you have to multiply 8 times 3.14, which would be 8.37, and that will be our final answer. Remember that we are using inches.
Example in real life. A real life example of an arc length is a plane flight. For example, from San Francisco to London. The distance covered across the globe is known to navigators as a great circle. It is a circle formed when you intersect the globe with a plane that passes through the center of the Earth and 2 points of the circumference, in this case using the latitude and the length of both airports. So for starters, London Heathrow Airport is 51.5 degrees north and 0.5 degrees west, while San Francisco International Airport is 37.6 degrees north and 122.4 degrees west. So, if you draw a radius from each of the center of the Earth and calculate the angle between them, you will find that it is 77.5 degrees. Those 77.5 degrees make an arc between the two cities, and both airports cover approximately 5,350 miles.
Circle area formula. The area of a circle is pi times the radius square, or when you know that the diameter is pi divided by 4 times diameters to the diameter square, or in case you know the circumference is circumference square divided by 4 times pi. For example, compare a square to the circle with a width of 3 meters. The square area is equals width square 3 square equals 9 meters square. Estimate of the circle area. It's 80% of square area, 80% of 9, which is equals to 7.2 meters square. Circle's true area is equals to pi divided by 4 times diameter square, which is equal to pi divided by 4 times 3 square, which is equal to 7.07 meters square, rounded to decimals. The estimation of 7.2 meters squares is not as far off as 7.07 meters square.
we wanted to apply this to real life, a good example would be building a house. This example would be Max is building a house. The first step is to drill holes and fill them with concrete. The holes are 0.4 meters wide and 1 meter deep. How much concrete should Max order for each hole? We know that the holes are circular, so we can go on with the following procedure. The diameter is 0.4 meters. We already know that. So the area equals pi over 4 times diameter squared, which would be area equals 3.1459 and so on over 4 times 0.4 squared. And that would go to A equals 0.7854 and so on times 0.16. And we would have A equals 0.126 rounded to 3 decimals meters squared. And the holes are 1 meter deep, so volume equals 0.126 meters squared times 1 meter, and that would have as a result 0.126 meters squared. So Max should order 0.126 cubic meters of concrete to fill each hole.
We think these two topics are very important to know and learn, not only for math and geometry, but also for everyday life occasions. We see these topics every day, and we even don't know it. It even makes you wonder, what other topics we consider as only the ones you saw in school to do a graph or to an equation are present in our everyday life. We hope you liked this video and you learned from it. You learned from arc length and circle area, which are two very important topics to know.